Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy Agius, aka Static Shock. Welcome back to another episode of For Life Means the podcast of encouragement, perspective, and life. I am your host, Agius, aka Static Shock. Why do y'all even be listening to this? Anyways, I am very excited for this episode, just like I am every single episode. But real quick before I go out, I hope you guys are doing well, man. I know that there's a lot of stuff happening this year. There's a lot of stuff that people are going through, a lot of just tragic things that are happening. And I really hope that you guys are taking care of yourself. I really hope that you're doing the necessary things to make sure that your mental is good and that your spiritual is good. And even your physical, because that even helps with how you go about your life. So I really hope that you guys are taking care of yourself, doing what is necessary for life by any means necessary. But with that being said, let's just hop into this episode. Make sure you got your water. I got mine right here. Make sure you got your water. And if you're about it, make sure you get some coffee too. I got mine right here, a little ASMR. All right, let's go to the music, please. All right, I hope you guys like that little vibe right there. I can see myself putting a little vibe right there. So in this episode, I kind of wanted to talk about, it's probably going to be like a really quick episode. But I feel like there's so much meat into what I am about to talk about. And so I recently, I haven't really shared this, but recently I accepted a big calling in my life, something that has been pushing and tugging me for quite a while, something that I was honestly very much so running from. And it's been crazy. It's been really crazy. But I am thankful for God's patience and for his mercy and for his love, because I've been running from it for a little while. And it's crazy, like, there's stories I can tell just from the stuff from when I accepted the call until now. There's so many stories. It's just crazy. But I thank God. I thank God through it all. But after accepting his calling, my parents gave me this book on what it is, this calling is, and what it's calling me to do, and how to live my life. And so I was reading through this book yesterday, and one of the things that it was talking about was your purpose for this calling. And I noticed, like, I'm not telling y'all what the calling is, because you'll hear that. You'll hear it later, and you can also just probably guess. Matter of fact, if you listen to this episode, guess whatever it is that I'm talking about, and we can talk about it. But anyways, I was reading this book, and it was talking about like your purpose and what you're called to do through this purpose. And it was saying, like, it was noting all these things in the Bible. I think I just saw a wasp. It was noting all these things in the Bible that correspond to this calling and why you do what you do. And I was like, oh, love, that's tough. That's deep. Because it just got me thinking, like, a lot of the times we be doing things without any purpose behind it, and therefore it gets corrupted. Therefore it doesn't bear any fruits. And so today, I just wanted to talk real quick about putting purpose behind action. So I'll just start with myself. Very simple thing. I'm trying to become physically fit, and there's a bunch of different ways that you can look at that. I could be trying to become physically fit so I can impress people, so I can attract people. Let's be real. I could be trying to attract women or make other dudes jealous, or I could just want actually to take care of my body. The Bible says that these bodies, our life is not our own. And so God gave us this life, so we ought to take care of ourselves. And if you felt something right there, I'm sorry, but we ought to be taking care of ourselves. I know that everyone has different body types, but if you can get, whatever you're, I just feel like we need to be healthy. That's all I'm saying. We just need to take care of ourselves. And so what that includes is giving our body the right food and the right amount of food, because there is such thing as too much of a good thing. I've definitely heard that. It's probably not in the Bible, but I've definitely heard that. That's definitely a saying. So yeah, feeding yourself the right food and the right amount of food, going to sleep, and like getting plenty of sleep. I know that some people have a hard time sleeping, but trying your best to get sleep, taking care of your body, working out, walking. I mean, some people just stay in the house all day, which is cool. Do what you want, but you just have to take care of yourselves, because this body, and the purpose behind that is so you can have a fuller life. I mean, this podcast is called For Life. It's not always just spiritual stuff. This is for life. We ought to be taking care of ourselves. And for me personally, that's definitely been one of my aims this year, to take care of myself physically. And and one thing that I realized is that a lot of this is so simple. We often just overthink things, and saying oh, I can't do this because of blah 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 blah. Go do some push-ups. Go do some push-ups. Go do some assisted push-ups. Go do some. Just do some. You gotta take care of yourself. And so, this is like you sitting around the house all day. What exactly is the purpose behind that? If it's not something to make you feel, if it's not something to lead you into a fuller life, and I know that. See, the thing is, and the thing that gets tricky about it is that sometimes you do need rest. But you don't need rest all the time. And so there just has to be purpose behind the action. One of the things I often think about is how the bosses that I've had, how some of them wanted the position just to be a boss, and some of them actually wanted to be a leader. And you see, and those are two very different things. Obviously, both of them are in charge, obviously that, but the purpose, the motives behind that are so different. The boss, he just wants to be in control. He wants to tell people what to do. Sometimes he wants to belittle them and all this stuff. The leader wants to lead those people into higher positions, into higher methods. They want to lead people to be better instead of just telling them what to do. There's purpose. Whatever your purpose is behind your action is going to lead your life. That's tough. And so one thing I just wanted to bring out is that we ought to be purpose driven. Everything that we do, everything that we say should have some kind of positive purpose. We have to be I'm thinking this. Okay, so Jesus, he was not some lackadaisical prophet or person that died for us. He knew exactly what he needed to do, and he did it. And he knew exactly what he needed to do and why he needed to do it. And then he did it. You don't see anywhere in the Bible where Jesus was just doing stuff just because. No, he had a purpose behind every single thing that he did. He was for the people. He was for the people and not for himself. That's why Jesus is so dope and such a good role model, because He wasn't focused on himself. When you focus on yourself, first of all, that creates loneliness. First of all, that creates damaged relationships. First of all, okay, I'm on the third one, but first of all, it just creates a life that you probably do not want. You probably don't want a life where you're selfish and you can't even go anywhere because no one wants to work with you. Man, that's tough. That's tough. And the sad thing is, bro, we live in a very selfish world. Very selfish. And that's why it's so corrupted. Like sin is a big proponent of selfishness. Love your neighbor as yourself. People aren't doing that. Love God. People aren't doing that because they want to love themselves. We've made ourselves into our own God. That's tough, man. That's tough. So I think that's really all that I wanted to say. Like, I just feel like we have to be focused on purpose. I be watching videos and they talk about, like, you know, how to make money and how to have notoriety and recognition and stuff. But most of the times, in most of these videos, they always talk about your purpose. You're not going to get anywhere if you're not living your purpose, if there's no purpose behind your action. You can get all this money, blah, blah, blah. You can get all this money, you can get all these cars, you can get all these women, but your life is going to suck. You can get that dream job, but if there's no purpose behind it, if there's no real purpose, if you don't want to better the world, but you just want to better yourself, I'm sorry, but you're probably not going to get your heart. And I'm talking, this is all heart issues. This is all heart. This is all talking about the heart for life, but this is talking about the heart. If you're not doing things for the heart for the love of the people, I don't know. I don't know how far you're gonna get in your heart. You may get far in the physical. You may get far in life, quote unquote, in life, but in your inner self, it's most likely gonna suck. Then again, I haven't experienced being rich and having a lot of women and having a car. I mean, we just got a new car a few weeks ago, but you know, I haven't experienced all these quote unquote miraculous things. But I'm just saying, like, I want to get to some of those places. Of course, I want to get a new car. I want to get some money. But my purpose for that is to take care of my family, to further the gospel, to further this brand that I'm trying to build for the people. For the people. Obviously, I want to get some money. Who doesn't want it? It's the love of money that's the root of evil. People forget about that. They forget about that. But yeah, that is really all that I want to say. Thank you for tuning into this episode. Please share this with your people, man. If you feel like this was encouraging to you, or it opened your mind a little bit, or it reminded you of your purpose, please share. People need to hear a positive message. People need to hear Jesus through life. Jesus is for life. I wonder if Jesus worked out. Anyways, but please share this with people, man. Like, subscribe, comment. I love all that stuff. But the best thing you can do for your friends and for your family and for your coworkers and for your acquaintances and for people that you don't like is to share these nuggets that I'm getting from God. So anyways, please share, please comment, please like, please subscribe, share. And don't forget to check out my store. I do have some clothing in my store. I restocked on some masks. I have about 12 left. And I also have some white ones. That's like 40 left. Go cop an I Am Essential shirt. Also, if you need help with screen printing, I do that too, for a price, of course, but I do that too. I already have, I'm working on someone's stuff right now. But that's about all that I want to say. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I will see you next time. Peace out.